everybody! Today I'm here with another tutorial, and this bracelet is such a cool bracelet. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm here with, don't mind the blue marks on my hand, it's probably marker or something. But this bracelet is called the Waldorf bracelet, and I think it is so amazing. I really love it. Actually, I used like some really different colors in here, so it is reversible, and I'll show you who created it in just a second. I'm actually just going to show you kind of a preview of what this bracelet looks like. So it is really cool. I used a bunch of like tie-dye, two-tone kind of bands. So that's the front side, and then you turn it over, and you can also wear it on the back side. So that's that. I think it's a very cool bracelet. And this was created by Panda Loomer on Instagram. So here's Panda Loomer. I'm charging my phone right here and right here. Yeah, so here's Panda Loomer, and her profile is so cool. She's got lots of very cool editing, lots of very cool bracelets. It's just so many cool different types of designs and types of editing, and I really like it. So, she asked me if I would like to do a tutorial on this design, and I said yes because it is so cool. So, today you're going to need 2 looms, and make sure you have it in this configuration, because the first time I made this I moved this one down, these 2 down, and those 2 up. So I did it completely like the inverse way, but I fixed it. You're also going to need a hook, 5 colors of bands, and if you want to use less you can, but I would recommend 5. You can always use more if you want. You're also going to need a C-clip, and you're going to need some determination, because this bracelet can be a little bit tricky. You're going to need to remember kind of what looping sequence we do. So without wasting your time any further, let's get started. So first we're going to take the border color. For the border color, I'm going to be using regular opaque gray. So, go from the first center peg down and to the left and down and to the right. Then go up and to the right and up and to the left. Oops. Sorry. On both sides. And I'm going to kind of just scooch these a little bit. And then just create 2 single chains going up your loom until you reach the second to last peg. So, and I apologize if my hands get in the way. I actually did try to film this once already, and I messed up quite a few times in that video, but filming and messing up is all part of the process. So you're going to do the same thing on the other side, just like you would on any other bracelet. At least I would hope you'd do the same thing to, like you'd have a symmetric bracelet. That's what I would think. So. Alright, once you get to the second to last pegs on both sides, you're going to take another band and just simply go into the center 2 times. You're not going to use these 2 pegs up here, by the way. Push your bands down. I would recommend pushing your bands down. And then go back to the beginning. And now we're going to place the bands that are kind of the frills on the outside and the trapped color on the inside. On this side it's the red and white opaque tie-dye in here. So for that I'm going to be using navy blue. Sorry, I'm still kind of sick. That's probably why my voice sounds weird too. I'm gonna move that. So first what you're going to want to do is take a single band, go to the beginning of your loom, and create a triangle. So from the center peg, create a triangle out to the left and out to the right. Then you're going to take the color you want to cross with it. So in here it's the gray and black. And I'm going to be using teal for that. So then you're going to take from that same center peg that you attach the other one to, you're going to make a large V, so you're going to kind of stretch it up. So from the center, go up to the third left and to the third middle right. I don't know. They're like middle bands, middle pegs, sorry. And then what you're going to do is take 2 navy blue bands, and from the second and from the second middle left and middle right, you're just going to go into the center. Trying to make sure my bands aren't twisted. And this triangle that we placed was only for the first band. We won't be placing any other triangle bands like this down our loom. So once you have those 2 going into the center, take your 2 teal bands and go from the center peg that your 2 navy blue bands just went to. Go up and out in the same V that we did before on both sides. And this is going to be your process for pretty much the whole way down the loom. So, take your 2 navy blue bands, pull them into the center, and then your 2 teal, and pull them out. 2 navy blue in, and 2 teal out. I would recommend using strong quality bands for this, otherwise you might want to be very careful when you're looping because your bands might snap. So, just repeat this process pretty much the whole way up your loom. I will show you what to do at the end because it can be kind of misleading, I would say, because some of the pegs don't exist. So I'm probably confusing you, but I'll show you what I mean when I get up to the top. Next, you're going to take this teal band and this navy blue band, because after we place these, actually this one's uneven. I don't like it. I don't like when bands are uneven. After I used all of the, I'll show you what colors we're using and then I'll take them away. We are still going to use gray though for the cap bands and the extensions and stuff, so I'll keep that there. Oops. So I'm getting there. I'm getting close to the top. Alright, and so my last normal teal bands will be placed like this. It will connect with your border bands out here. You're going to take 2 more of your navy blue and pull it into the center like normal. And then you'll take 1 more teal band and pull it from the center peg up. Okay, so that's how you finish that part. And now we're going to place the yellow bands in this bracelet that go out to the side. So for that, I'll be using glow-in-the-dark white. This 3 is actually a pretty good color combo. Anyway, without getting off track anymore, you're going to take your first glow-in-the-dark white band, go back to the beginning of your loom, and on the edges of where your, arrows point out, so they're pointing up, away from you, going to extend the edge of that arrow down to the side. So from the second middle right down to the first right, and from the second middle left down to the first left, and continue the process all the way up your loom. It's pretty quick and pretty simple. You just have to make sure that you're placing them in the right area. And you are going to do this on both sides. I just find it kind of faster to do it on one side. And, geez, I guess I'm losing my voice. And you're going to place 1 more on this side, matching up with that border band. So, from here down, alright, make sure you can see that. Push down your bands and go back to the beginning of your loom. Do the same thing on the other side. Oops. And I know I didn't show you that last part, but you're just doing the same thing. So again, push your bands down. And now we're going to place the last color. And this is kind of an aqua color. It's kind of the same color as the base, but it's not Rainbow Loom brand, so it's a good brand though. It's pretty strong. So you're going to take your bands and you're going to create 2 single chains from the first middle left and first middle right, going all the way down until the last middle left and middle right. So it's pretty simple. You're just making a single chain. But this is very essential to the bracelet because it holds it together. I've actually never used these bands before, so I'm hoping they'll be good. The same brand I've used before, just like a couple times. So, the other bands were pretty good, so I'm hoping these ones will be good too. So, create a single chain on the other side, or if you're doing them at the same time, continue placing your single chain. And last one just goes up. Kind of push your bands down so that you have room to loop. It's very essential to have space for when you're looping. And now we're done with those. The only color we have left is gray, which means turn your loom around, and we're going to place some cap bands. There's only 3 of them though. So, oops, sorry. Not that big of a deal. So, let me just grab these. So, go to the middle left, center, and middle right, and place a simple cap band on each peg. Oops. So, I'm just going to do this down here. I'm pretty sure you know how to make a cap band. I'm hoping you'll know how to make a cap band. So, these 3 pegs have cap bands on them. And now we can pick up our hook and start looping. So first what we're going to do is go underneath this center cap band, grab the teal, or whatever color you're using, and pull it forward. Then you're going to go inside the side cap bands, under the single chain band, and grab the glow-in-the-dark white, and pull it out to itself. The looping process in this bracelet can get confusing, so make sure you are paying attention. So again, go under the cap band, under the single chain band, and then grab the white band. Pull it out to itself. Okay? Now go inside the same peg that you just grabbed the white one, and grab the teal. So again, going under the cap band, under the single chain band, grab the teal, pull it up to itself, go under the other one, grab the teal, and pull it up to itself. Now what you're going to do is go inside the second center peg where you looped that first teal up, going to grab the top band, which should be the, hopefully it's the navy blue or whatever color you're using, and pull it over to itself. Then grab the other one, pull it over to itself. Now go inside the peg that you just looped the navy blue, and go down pretty much all the way until you find the teal. And it might actually be the bottom band. I think it is. It's actually the bottom band. And pull that teal up to itself. Go all the way to the bottom. If I can release that, grab that teal and pull it over to itself. Now I apologize that I'm not using colors that really stand out from the loom, but it really looks cool, I think. So then you're going to go inside the center peg, not the center peg for the ones you just looped, the center peg that you haven't touched yet. So go inside that center peg, grab the top band, pull it over to itself 2 times, well, for both sides. Then go inside the peg so you just looped, grab the teal, pull it up. Go inside the previous, so if you loop your teal up to here, go to the previous center peg and grab that band, loop it out to itself. This is your process for pretty much the whole loom. I will show you how to loop the triangle at the end, because remember we placed the triangle first. Also make sure you are looping all of your bands in the correct order, because the last video I filmed I did not loop them in the correct order, and which caused a lot of problems. So just continue doing this all the way up your loom. Oops. Well then, of course something has to go wrong. My navy blue band that I was just looping just broke. So let me just pull it out. I'm really hoping this out doesn't snap. Okay, so I'm going to pull this band off, pull this band off, pull this band off. Going to put a blue band on that peg, pull this one. Oops. Yeah, pull this one on, pull this one back on, and pull this one back on. This is why you need to have good quality bands. Okay, so make sure that you have good quality bands and that you're looping this. Mine's all good now, but it can be kind of difficult to fix at certain points in your looping if it does break. I guess that band was like pre-broken or something, but I didn't notice it until I started pulling on it more, so it broke. And my loom cracks a lot, so don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. And then loop your last, got my hook stuck. Loop your last bands out to themselves. And here we are at the triangle. So all you're going to do is go down to the very bottom, grab the triangle band, and pull it into the center. Go all the way to the bottom, grab the triangle band, and pull it into the center. Alright, now we're done looping with, well, this part of the looping. And now we can push our bands down. I would recommend pushing your bands down. And we're going to go back to the beginning of your loom and start another looping process. So, let me bring this up. You're going to go inside this cap band and grab that single chain blue. Now it's going to be caught by this couple other bands, so it's going to look weird when you loop it forward. Then just go underneath that single blue band, single chain band and the single blue band. The single blue band is really the only one you have to pull back. Grab that single chain band and pull it up. So you're pretty much just looping the single chain all the way up to the top of the loom. So I'll show you how to do it on this side. Sorry. So go under the cap band, pull the blue up to itself, go under that single blue, well, single navy blue, grab the single chain and pull it up to itself. Sorry, I have a runny nose. So make sure you're just grabbing that single chain band and pulling it up to itself. You're only going under one band, so it shouldn't be too difficult, but it will be caught by other bands, so make sure that you're aware of that. It's not wrong the way it looks, even though it does kind of look weird. But it does turn out great, so might be a little odd when you're looping, you might think you're doing something wrong, but you're probably not. You've been following what I've been doing, you shouldn't be doing anything wrong. The only thing that I have trouble with is grabbing the single band, because I keep grabbing the other bands underneath. Okay? Go back to the beginning of your loom, do the same thing again. I'm going to try and go a little bit faster, but you know me, I'm kind of slow. Oops, there we go. And pull that last band up. And now we are almost done looping. So go back to the beginning of your loom. Sorry, my band keeps I don't know, the broken one kept coming into my top of my loom. So you're going to loop the white bands out to themselves, these white bands. So going to go under the blue again, it's just that single blue. Grab the top white. So it's going to have the blue, white, blue on that peg. So grab the white, pull it over to itself. Now you may notice that this blue under here, the bottom one right here, doesn't look like it's hooked to anything. It looks like it might come off, it might do something and unravel. Trust me, it won't. I had the same feeling. When I first started making this bracelet, I was wondering, oh gosh, what if it unravels? What if I did something wrong? Trust me, there's nothing wrong with it. It gets caught by so many other bands. It turns out perfectly fine. So, you're just going to go under that blue band again and pull that white band out to itself all the way down your loom on both sides. Might be able to guess what's coming next. And then I'll show you, if you're still watching this, how to loop what you're looping next, and then how to finish it off, take it off your loom, and then after you take it off your loom, I'll show you what mine looks like. Oops. Oh geez, that was bad. Okay. To be honest, you can loop these white bands in any order you want. So if you want to start up at the top of the loom and just loop that white band out and then go back down, loop that out, you totally can, because the white bands don't intercept each other. But in case you wanted to be a rebel, this is totally what you can do. Come on, band. There we go. Oops, it's still... There we go. Okay. Once you've looped all your white bands out, you might want to push them down at least a little bit. You don't have to push them down a ton because all we're looping is the border. Be sure to push down the single chain bands up there. Go back to the beginning of your loom. Go under the center cap band. Grab that top gray band. Pull it out to itself. Go back in. Grab the other one. Pull it out to itself. Go under to the very, very bottom, pull it out to itself, and again under to the very, very bottom, pull it out to itself. Now you're just going to loop the single chains up to the top of your loom. The only bands you're really going under are the gray band that you just looped, or the border band you just looped, and the two white bands, which aren't even that difficult to push back. Then at the top, you're just going to grab that bottom band again, pull it up, go to the bottom, grab that bottom band, pull it down. And this is the peg you'll attach all of your extensions to, or your clips, or whatever you're going to attach. So I'm going to go back to the beginning of my loom and do it up the other side. I'm so glad I can actually do this right, because the last time I looped the bands I had a ton of catastrophes, and this time I only had one little mini one when one of my blue bands broke. So I have finished looping my entire I guess bracelet. So unfortunately I don't have my crochet hook with me, otherwise I would have used it to take all these bands off. I like to take mine off from the bottom, not from the top, because I can rip bands up at the top. So I'm just going to go underneath and hook the bands and then release and make sure that I'm hooking all of them. And go all the way to the top of my loom. Unfortunately, I can't really go any faster, so I apologize for this little boring part. But as you can see, the blue bands are perfectly fine. The ones that were kind of loose at the bottom. So let me just kind of move this up. More than halfway done. That's a good thing. I'm just going to take off the sides. There we go. Take off this top one. Take off this top one. And the sides. I'm getting there. I'm almost there. And these two. I have my last one here. I'm going to take just a band of my extension color, push it through all of these bands, grab it on my hook, and I'm going to try and pull it through. There's a lot of bands here, so it's kind of difficult. Put it back on my hook, and I wasn't trying to do that, but it's cool. So this is what my bracelet looks like. If you use the same colors as I did, you'll already know what it looks like. But if you just stretch it out, you can have it'll just adjust itself. So I think I messed up right here. I did mess up right here. Whatever, that's okay, I guess. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you liked it. Make sure to follow Panda Loomer on Instagram, because she is an amazing account. And if you like this bracelet, make sure to share it on your social media. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.